And we're live. Okay. Welcome to another episode of Bcast. I am your host, DCS, and this is Shake.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, I
And
can hear you.
was it? Wait, real quick. Was it last time where I had the unending death cough, or was it
Yeah,
two
it was last
podcasts ago?
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
Last
then
one,
I'm gonna
yeah.
apologize for last time for sounding like I was dying. I felt like I was. So that is gone. And other good news: I found my original recording equipment. So next Barragecast, all my software and all my mics and everything should be set up and ready to go, and I can actually sound professional again.
I
It'll be
know.
awesome.
Like back in the good old days. Well, glad to know that your
Oh,
deaf cough is gone. It was very difficult to try to edit any of that out. Let me tell you that.
yeah, I bet. Yeah, it
As a
was bad.
as an editor, you're just like, I mean, I can edit that out, but he coughed into a word. It was like in the middle of a sentence. I might as well leave it in. But yeah, so we got uh, plenty of news to talk to you guys about, and then we're gonna just hit you up with some like everyday esports stuff we found online, and just kind of chit chat about that. See how you guys feel. Again, before we start, if you guys did have any questions for the next podcast, you could always message us on Twitter. I usually tend to post a tweet before we record with the day of recording, so you guys can just hit me up there. I will answer anything and everything, most likely, on air. But yeah, let's get started with Riot Gaming, because they are probably the most popular kind of controversial company. They kind of seem to always be in the news with stuff. They got $10 million from scripters, aka cheaters, a company that helps people cheat. I shared this with you, and I thought you said you thought it was interesting, and yeah, it's cool to see cheaters kind of be punished for it, because just any type of cheating in games is always annoying. It's always I've gone up against people on Overwatch that are aimbotting. I gone up against people that are speed hacking on Smite. It's just aggravating to have to sit through an entire match with a cheater and just be like, cool, thanks for ruining this gaming experience. I already suck at the game. You're gonna make me suck even worse.
Uh, you see, here's where I have an interesting and take on this, because I've wondered that, not them specifically, but what stops, besides ethics? Well, really, though, profit beats ethics if you have shareholders. But anyway, what really stops a gaming company from doing something like that? Like, I think we were talking about this, and I've wondered this about Square myself with Final Fantasy 11 and 14. Like, Final Fantasy 11, I guess they created a group that monitored if you bought Gil online. Like, if you suddenly had large amounts of Gil and you didn't have any certain classes, they would ban your account. But when I was reading about it, it seemed like they were only catching certain people that bought Gil from certain sites, which made me think, okay, so are they laundering Gil like to another company in exchange for money? I always wonder, and like, Warcraft too. I mean, maybe these companies do double dip. Like they make this whole thing about, oh no, we don't want cheaters, we're going to ban you, and blah blah blah. But then they take a payoff from certain companies to kind of look the other way. I mean, profit wise, I'm not saying this is ethical. I'm not saying this is good for players, but I'm saying from a business standpoint, it seems like a pretty good idea. Although, if your players ever found out, they'd certainly get ticked.
Yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to. And it says in the article, it says it's more than just the cheating. It's more than just the money. It says, it's addition. It's the community. Like it ruins that experience. And Riot already has. I mean, most mobiles, as I've discussed before, already have kind of this love and hate relationship with their fans. A lot of their fans are just like, like, I love your game, but also I hate the decisions you make. And I think
that's pretty standard with any game.
yeah,
But yeah,
exactly. So I think this is sort of Riot's way of being like, hey, we care about what is actually happening with our players, or we care that if you're being affected by these cheaters, like you're ruining how we want this game to be played, how we want our players to feel, and if people will stop playing, and that's where business gets hurt.
Mhm.
We'll stop playing if there's enough cheating happening. And I mean, I know people that have stopped playing League of Legends. I know people that get frustrated with speed hackers on Smite that are just like, oh, until like high res fixes this, or an Overwatch, and someone stops with Blizzard gets on this Smurf accounts, these nuking accounts, or aimbotting accounts. I'm just not gonna play the game. And if you're not playing the game, you're not talking about the game. If you're not talking about the game, then the game is dying and you're not making money.
This is very true. Well, that's why I wonder if they don't double dip. Like, okay, so we can grab as much as we can right now, and when it happens, we'll just eventually release something else. People get hyped again, and we'll do it all again.
Oh,
I don't know. It's hard to tell like what they would. It's like hard to really pinpoint what especially like I said, if you have shareholders, man. What people don't realize is when you're a publicly traded company, like the decisions that used to be like one or two people are no longer that, and it becomes, well, we got a profit, and it becomes this whole different monster of things. Like it's no longer the players, because the players don't get looked at; it's the dollars.
Yeah, that is.
Well, that's fine. These players will hate this. We'll just, in 3 months we'll come out with something else, throw it against the wall. People will play it. We'll make some money and call it a day.
Essentially, just doing the bare minimum to let people stick around, make the money. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Right.
Like, just make like a paper mache cow, milk it for a month, and then go. That's fine. We knew this was gonna fail anyways. We just wanted to get as much money out of it as possible.
Well, and that's just like, they all are in, not Riot, but a few of these companies that make games also have mobile games now, which are pretty much, pay to play. And the more money you spend, the better you are.
Yeah.
Well, they noticed that works. I mean, what's going to really stop them? Hey, now we can do it on a grander scale.
Yeah, you have people, the common term for those mobile game people, whales, people waiting on those games that spend thousands of dollars on these mobile apps to just essentially be good. It's pay to win, exactly. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess that's interesting to be like they're doing it on a bigger scale.
Yeah, they're doing it anyway, and this way they don't have to monitor it. It doesn't, if they can keep it quiet, it doesn't create bad press. Now, of course, it goes public like this, then you have but they give enough things away free, and somebody will be sacrificed, and in about a month, nobody will remember this happened. If we live in now.
Yeah. It's interesting because in that article as well, it also mentioned that Blizzard is suing cheaters for essentially copyright infringement, because you're modifying their game without their permission, essentially, and they filed the lawsuit in California because that's where Blizzard is stationed at. So I also think it's interesting. I think companies are actually, oddly enough, and it's kind of hard to believe, have a bit more of a ethic, moral ground that they're standing on right now to stop cheaters and hackers and all that. I think while yes, they care about making money, I think that like, what, I think we make money easier with happy players than with unhappy players. Because otherwise, I mean, why go through the trouble of having your pretty much your law department in your company go through all this trouble of paperwork and finding cheaters, filing lawsuits, doing all of that? That takes money too. That takes resources from your company if it wasn't important to you.
Well, that's true, but how much are they expecting to squeeze out of these people?
Hey, look, 10 million, it's nothing to sneeze at.
Well, this is true, but like, they have to be going after some serious cheaters. I mean, it has to be. If like, let's just say you cheated, and they sue you. I mean,
What are they gonna take from me?
Well, first of all, I mean, they have to hope a judge doesn't dismiss it. I mean, suing somebody doesn't really mean anything unless it actually goes to court. I mean, the judge could dismiss it. You could settle. You could get nothing out of this. Suing just creates a beautiful headline. I mean, and that's all this could be. Is like they could just like let this go with a slap on the wrist. This is just for them to say, the opposite of what Riot's doing. Hey, look, we're gonna, distract you with this lawsuit thing, and then nothing's gonna happen. Make it look like you're doing something without actually doing something.
Yeah.
Because think about that. I mean, okay, they're gonna have to settle. They don't. It's Blizzard. Yes, they have the money, but do they want to tie? I mean, first of all, it's the California, and what, LA I know is behind in how many in how many they're like letting people go on traffic tickets and stuff.
Yeah,
because their courts are so backed up.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that that's almost the same for most of the state, since there are a lot of
Yeah, I mean, it would be the same.
Yeah. So I don't like. Yeah, it just seems like a headline grab.
Oh yeah, it could be, but
I applaud that if that's what they want to do, and they, and they're showing that they're taking care, that they're going to put a standard on how you play the games. But I don't know, man. I don't, Plus, okay, now you have, because how the world works. For every person you have excited that they're doing that, how much negative press are you going to bite?
But that's fine. That's So I'll give you an example of how that actually, because you talk about negative press and the people that are mad that they're doing this. A perfect example of something that's semi-recent happened is Blizzard banning accounts where people use aimbotting. And you see all these people going into the forums, all like, oh, I hate you, Blizzard, because like you banned my account and I'm not going to go buy another game. Like you just lost me as a customer.
I love those guys.
And we're just like, I think everyone in Blizzard themselves are just like, cool. We don't want you to play our game if you're just going to cheat and ruin the integrity and enjoyment of everyone else. For every one snotty little troll cheater, there's like 10 people out there who are like, yeah, I'm going to go and buy Overwatch now because Blizzard is taking care of the cheaters. I think it benefits them better. Like that. So what if these people are mad at you? So what if these cheaters and hackers are mad at you? Like, essentially, you won. You banned their accounts, and if they want to play your game again, they got to buy it again. That's more money for you. If they're gonna buy it again, cheat again, you're gonna ban them again, and they'll have to repeat. And it's a win for the company. If the cheaters continue to try to constantly buy other accounts, yes, it's annoying to take care of. Yes, I'm sure Blizzard is like, like the fact that they have to invest so much money into stopping this is also aggravating, but at the same time they're just like, well, fine, you're just gonna keep buying our game, please. You're just making our sales go higher, you're making our stockholders happy, you're making our wallets happy, continue, please. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's very nice also to see companies go after cheaters like this to essentially uphold the integrity of their game. So before we go into more bad news, because that's very heavy news, we actually got tons of news.
Real quick on that, one day when we don't have a lot of news to cover, we should go into forums and read all the troll posts. Those are so much fun.
Oh yeah, we could always.
Those are so like I love them too. Like I'll give you an example of one. They got their account banned because they bought something off of the buy store.
Yeah.
And then basically declined the credit card.
Oh, okay.
Like they had a green dot card and they declined it, so Square banned their account. And they're like bitching. They're like, "Oh no, it's totally legitimate. Square won't help me. Blah blah blah." And just like you read these things, like, and you read the circumstances. And granted, there are like maybe a 3% chance of these things actually happening to somebody. But then you go and you link to all their other posts. And they're all poor me posts. Like every time they posted anything in the forum, you're like, no, it's just you. You're the problem.
Yeah.
So glad you're gone.
Definitely, we can make it like a end of the episode segment where we'll just read up like three a piece or something. You'll find like 3 that we both like. But yeah,
I
we
could
have
see
tons
this
of
being more fun than misconnections. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
we have tons of good news coming from Barrage. The first one, our Call of Duty girl team actually qualified for the Female Pro League, so now they're
That
in. They're
is
good,
awesome.
they're solid, isn't it? Like I'm excited for them.
It is. It really is.
If you guys want to go give them a shout out, go on Twitter, congratulate them. They're putting in a lot of work. Honestly, they're just great people. You should definitely support them and try to watch their games when they're on. Our Rainbow Six Siege PC team also qualified for the Pro League, and that's like our teams are just good. They're qualifying left and right. They're going places. I'm excited to see everyone just kind of show their potential and show their growth and show that they can compete at this higher level of gaming.
Mm-hmm.
We've launched a new website. If you guys want to go check that out, we have just kind of a lot of our achievements that are going on right now. Our Game Blast video, if anybody missed the stream and stuff like that. And
that turned out to be a real big thing because it wasn't just Barrage. Like,
everyone,
stuff about it. I had a lot of tweets on my timeline. I think even one was promoted for that event. I was like, oh wow, this is some big stuff going on.
It definitely is, and it went well. Barrage raised a good amount of money. It's just overall it was a good event. I think it went well for everyone, and it was exciting. You got to watch Jeff play. What was it? Sing Star. It's one of those singing dancing games, which was definitely hilarious to check out. And also, we'll be kind of just moving stuff around. We want to improve quality content for you guys to kind of highlight our teams and our sponsors. So kind of expect maybe more team videos, more team interviews, things like that, just to kind of just make sure that you guys are a part of the Barrage fan family as well. We're always still looking for people, and always interested if you guys have anything you want to show us or be a part of, whether you're a streamer, or maybe you're also a podcaster, that's fine too. Or a YouTuber that does videos, does let's plays, definitely send us a message. We're definitely looking forward to seeing your content, seeing if you'll be a good asset to our organization. But yeah, so a lot of really good stuff happening over at Barrage. Really excited about that. But yeah, so that was it for our Barrage news. All good, all happy, all sunshine. Very excited. Again, don't forget, if you guys do want to maybe check out our jersey, maybe you want to buy one for yourself, you could always go to Arma Centrum official website. Should be a link on our website. You want to get there, you can go pick up our jersey, get your gamer tag right in the back. Look totally badass when you're next time you're at an esports event. For example, maybe you're going to Vegas, Transition Pro, and you're going to go check out the new esports stadium that did just open up on March 3rd. They had a Halo tournament and a EA sanctioned Madden tournament, which I think the prize pool was like $50,000 prize pool for the Halo World Championship qualifiers, which is pretty exciting. Again,
okay, I'm gonna do my classic thing. Halo's still a thing.
Yeah, I was about to ask. I honestly didn't know Halo was still kind of in the mix-up of games, but again, this is, it is.
That's weird.
So,
yeah, apparently.
Honestly, I'm more surprised about the Halo than I am about the Madden. I actually watched the Madden Super Bowl, I think a month ago, on ESPN, and it was actually very exciting to watch. Oddly enough, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to be as enjoyable as it was, to be honest. And I sat there and I watched it, and it was almost as exciting as like an actual football game. And they had really good commentators. They had,
Sorry.
No worries. But yeah, definitely enjoyed watching that. But yeah, so if you want to pick up jersey, wear it, head over to Las Vegas, check out the new esports stadium. It's very close to the hotels, very close to the casinos. It's I think this is good for them. I think it's good for esports. I think I kind of want to check it out. It'd be nice to go see how it is next time. Yeah, just see how they handle things, how it looks. Apparently, it took 3 miles of cat cables to wire the entire thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, wow. That's some mad IT group you have setting that up for you. And apparently it'll be open up to casual gamers and anybody else is kind of interested in like using high powered internet. So I think it's definitely targeting a new crowd instead of the chain smoking, chain drinking slot machine players. I think Vegas is essentially reinventing itself or trying to appeal and reinvent itself. Because yeah, I mean, I don't really think I see people going to Vegas anymore. Like it isn't the spot. It isn't the vacation destination kind of deal.
Yeah, I know they run a lot of ads. I got to tell you, I make jokes about going. I think that's like the standard joke, though. Oh, we're going drinking in Vegas. I make jokes about going to Vegas, but I really have no desire to actually.
Yeah, like I haven't been in forever. I don't think it isn't. It definitely isn't like my first thought. Like, oh, I want to get away. Let's go to Vegas. Nah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'll consider going to see what kind of events I have coming up. And more exciting esports news is Twitter will partner up with ESL and DreamHack to stream esports tournaments. Twitter already does live streaming for NFL, and I will host live esports events, which is really exciting. So you'll have more places to watch it, not just Twitch, not just YouTube. You can also just hop on your Twitter app and watch it on your phone.
Twitter is getting there, but they have to do something. I mean, there's just Twitter had something for like a short time, but Twitter's one of those things. I don't think it knows what it wants to be, and I know that they're losing users and they're down month to month because I watch their stock and get their news pretty regularly. I don't invest in social media stock. I just watch them because I think it's funny that you're investing in basically nothing. But that point aside, I can talk about that on CNBC.
Yeah.
It's good. They're getting into the NFL thing, which I wonder how much they paid for that, because even Apple turned down streaming NFL games. So I'm really wondering what Twitter paid to get that right, because it had to be a huge chunk of money. And now esports, that's good because that's starting to pick up. And the best place I still feel to promote anything is probably Twitter. Facebook, I know it's still big and all that, but I feel like Twitter with the promotion system and stuff's more in your face, and there's not a bunch of other stuff to distract you like on Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually heard this podcast a couple of days ago about how essentially the new social media algorithm has really affected marketing, and it has kind of gone down about 80%. So they were talking about how, because of the way Facebook does things, and then Facebook tends to kind of punish you now for like essentially trigger words. So if you make like a post and you ask for a share, it actually not banned, but it doesn't push that post to the top. You know how back then anything that was posted was just kind of like a timeline. Mm-hmm. So if someone was posting constantly, you'll see it. But now with the way they do things, is like Twitter. If you follow someone and you're constantly liking their posts, and Twitter kind of gathers, oh, this person is someone important to you. This account you've shown a lot of time to. So when you log in, I'll move all their tweets up to the top, and I'll tell you, hey, in case you missed this, and it could be a tweet from 2 days ago, and you'll still see it. So you're not really missing on it. So you can't kind of like shotgun your marketing anymore. You can't just be like spam, spam, spam. No, you gotta reinvent the way you kind of go about it. And I do think, like you said, I think Twitter still currently is the best place for promoting your content. Facebook is great because you don't have the character limitations. But yeah, there's just the way they push stuff around, things get buried in the timeline, things disappear behind cat videos. You're kind of just struggling to get pull off of Facebook and even Instagram and all of.
No, go ahead. Yeah, Instagram, like that used to be pictures. Now it's like everything. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, definitely. Instagram used to be like a amateur photographer app.
Yeah. And like Facebook, and I know Facebook bought that too. And I don't want to go into the whole social media thing because that's not what these people want to listen to. So I'll keep this brief. Like Facebook buys all these things, and it's like they fragment what they do. Like, okay, we have Facebook. Well, now we bought Instagram. Well, now we bought WhatsApp. Like, we have Facebook Messenger, but we have WhatsApp, but we have Instagram. Like, make up your damn mind. And now I think they're getting ready to buy one of these video stream services, but they have Facebook Live. Like, okay, so instead of like being better than your competition, you buy them and then do what? Like, just fold them into your. Don't use you; they use the app, but they're still in essence using you.
Yeah, essentially. And I'm glad you brought up the whole Facebook Live thing. That podcast I listened to about the algorithms of actually doing live stuff. The more constant you're going live, the better it will be for essentially your viewing. Both Twitter and Facebook, like I said, they have those. Like Twitter has, what is it, Periscope? I think that's what it's called. I think they own that.
They own Periscope. Yeah.
So eventually they're just gonna change the name, and it's just gonna be called Twitter Live.
I've been wondering when they were gonna do that. Well, I don't think maybe it was theirs. I think they bought Periscope, or maybe they bought Vine and.
Well, they had Vine.
One of them they bought. Yeah, one of them they bought. One of them they created. I just don't remember which was which. Or maybe they bought them both, and I've like totally got that crossed somehow.
I honestly don't know whether they bought them or made them, but yeah, I'm guessing Periscope will be Twitter Live very soon. And I think, they were just saying that doing more live content is just better for your numbers.
Thank God every carrier here in the States went back to unlimited data.
God bless. Yeah. Oh my God.
You're not streaming mobile content over the internet without unlimited data. So,
unless you're at home on Wi-Fi.
On Wi-Fi. Well,
your phone.
But if you have FiOS or AT&T Uverse at home, you don't get unlimited at home either.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I think it's like something. It's like 100 gigs, which sounds a lot, but it's not.
Yeah. No. I think you could burn that easy.
That's like a week of my game budget. It feels like. I don't know how much I stream on this game. It feels like it though.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, no, I totally get it.
So you UK fan? I think that's where Barrage is out of the UK, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so this part is not for you. You guys can tune out and get some popcorn or whatever.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, they're not.
Now they're talking about U.S. wireless carriers. I'm going to write them a strongly worded letter. Weather.
Strongly worded
weather. Yes.
Weather.
Yes.
So it's just like
that's how we say a letter. Oh my gosh! And I'm a teacher. Get that? Yeah. It's how we say leather in America.
Wow.
I blame this on. I've been doing this phonemic awareness book and learning how to teach kids like a different way to learn phonics.
Yeah.
And I'm blaming that on my tongue tying mess.
Honestly, that definitely sounds like it'd be the reason for it. Like, I can't believe you said strongly worded.
I mailed the leather. Oh my God, letter wearing leather in the weather. There we go.
Oh Lord, that was hard. Like the best tongue twister I've heard in a minute.
Yes, isn't it? Jeez.
But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought. That was too funny. But yeah, so internet.
We have news. We're doing news. News, internet. Yeah.
News, internet. Okay. Next piece of news is more League of Legends stuff, this is the one that I kind of wanted to talk about.
Maybe I need to check out more of League of Legends. Like, I've watched people play it online, and I'm like, that's kind of cool, but I don't see myself playing that. But apparently, it's all over the place. I need to just get into this.
It's very. I still think it probably has the most players. I think Riot Gaming has the most attention. There's sort of
obviously now. There's no such thing as bad press, as they say in the music industry.
Yeah. So what happened here is I saw this a while ago. They started banning a player's account for essentially playing off meta. So what was happening is instead of playing a support character and playing in lane with their marksman, ADC, attack damage carry, like, whatever you want to call it, they would essentially go and steal enemy jungle buffs and farm up the jungle, which essentially You essentially he took the role of the current jungler and left their ADC in a 2v1 match. But it kind of forced enemy jungler to struggle. Like enemy jungler couldn't essentially farm up, get fed because he had to deal with two people trying to farm up his lane.
Isn't that a strategy?
It is. It is a strategy, and the problem with it is like, he used a support character, a character essentially built to play support with a support kit to go do this.
Okay.
So it seems kind of League or Riot was kind of upset about that.
Okay, so let me see if I'm summing this up in my head correctly. You can tell me where I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I take a character that's not made to jungle, go in the jungle, I can get banned.
In short, yes. So the reason for the banning... What
kind of crap is that? Yeah,
the reason they gave for the banning was all like, you took another player's role, you stole his lane, essentially making him have no job and nothing to do, and you didn't communicate with your teammates, and you left your ADC essentially alone. So it was almost like, we're banning you because you weren't cooperating with your team, but he was winning these games for his team.
Is the team complaining? Like, is there I've never played League of Legends, so is there like at the end of the match, can you rate your players and complain about things and like?
Yeah, so I think that's what was happening.
Well, I guess that makes sense. If you're getting a bunch of negative reviews, I guess it makes sense to ban a player, but a win is a win is a win. I mean, unless you're cheating, unless you're straight up cheating, it's strategy.
Yeah, so it said that about 50% of his games were reported about frustrating and unfun, and it wasn't just losing team. It wasn't just like the enemy team being salty. It was his teammates. They were pretty upset about this. But I just I get it.
The ice cream truck. It's time to go.
Oh yeah. It just I didn't think it was gonna show up today. I was
worried. Yeah, I was worried too.
Here, we'll just wait it out. What's the time?
Enjoy the nice soothing sounds of the ice cream truck.
Does it tell me?
It's 7:20. Why are they in the neighborhood?
I don't know. It's the drug dealer ice cream truck.
Oh.
Yeah.
They have the best popsicles.
They have the best popsicles.
There we go. Yes, popsicles.
God, right, you make me want to leave that in. You make me want to leave that in, but I can't because you're a teacher and I have to cut all of this out.
They don't know where I work.
I might leave this in.
Yeah, you can leave it in. As long as Barrage doesn't care.
I might just cut it out and put it at like the opening segment.
Or put it at like the end, like I used to do with the Audio Ninjas podcast where I take edits and put them in the end credits or in the end theme.
Just be like it's the drug dealer ice cream truck. They have some of the best popsicles.
Potsickles.
There you go.
Now who's tongue tied?
Leather.
Yeah. Weather. Oh, I can't even do it anymore. I'm done. I'll try it tomorrow. I'll record it with Twitter Live and put it on the Twitter.
Twitter Live.
Although I gotta tell you, Twitter Live. I gotta tell you, like, I've debated seriously today. It's like I think I'm done. Like, I have no reason to have Twitter anymore. Like, Apple has a great news app. I can read all the news on there. I get updates on there. I talk to you and Sis whenever I want. I mean, we have this beautiful thing called text messaging or line that I can communicate with you. So there's like really no reason to have Twitter anymore other than what do I do on my phone? Besides open it, scroll, block a bunch of things, and close it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I do. I get on, block ads, and
close it.
And close it, yeah.
All right, let me transition us back in.
That was a perfect transition. Just say, shut up. We're going on about this now. Done.
Transition complete. Yeah, transition complete. That was the action track, guys. We, if you're wondering what happened with the cut, we had a special guest.
Yeah.
But yeah, back to banning players who play off meta. So, the ban is understandable because we were getting complaints. But and Riot kind of has a thing where their players that choose to play out of meta were supposed to be ignored like that. Those complaints weren't supposed to be taken into account. He was only banned for 14 days. I think if I remember correctly, 2 weeks. But that's still 2 weeks of not playing a game that you probably play daily. Like, it's kind of frustrating, you know? And my thing, the reason I struggle with this idea of banning these players is just because I'm so used to seeing this kind of off-meta stuff happen in Smite.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm used to seeing it be embraced. It creates new metas. Like, you take a character who's a support character, a guardian, someone like Ymir, for people who play Smite, Ymir, Athena, Kabrakan, these kind of CC heavy characters, and put them in the jungle, and they do really well. And you switch up the meta, and you think, wow, I'm not playing an assassin in the jungle. I'm playing jungle Ymir, who's a tank, who's a guardian, who's a support. And it works. Oh, look, he's back.
Yeah, and you broke up like for a minute too. I heard jungle and it works.
God damn.
And I'm guessing, yeah, you take a jungle. Well, I do that in some of the games I play. Like, I've taken jungle assassins into the lane most of the time because we either have a lazy laner or I don't have any laner at all.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how many times that's happened when I would play Vainglory. Like, the laner would be in the jungle. I'm like, what the heck are you doing? Get up there.
Yeah. So but then you create that idea of like proper rotation in your team, when to go to when to rotate to mid lane, to solo lane, or top lane, whatever you call it in League of Legends and stuff like that. Jesus, let me just stop again. This is aggravating. And the dog's going at it too.
He wants some popsicles.
Want some popsicles.
It's legal there now, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be like my opening theme song. It's just the dog and the music barking. That's the intro.
Hey, what's my Twitter password?
Super Mario Zero.
Is it really?
I don't know.
Okay. Oh. What is he in the driveway?
Doesn't it sound like he's in the driveway?
Yes, he's like in the driveway. God, leave that in.
Another car alarm. Cool. All right. So, as I was saying, the laning thing. You know, sometimes you have people that aren't in lane, aren't rotating right, and yeah, you have to kind of make up for their slack. But I think this is different. This is literally someone going, "Hey, I'm gonna play a support character, and I'm gonna just go invade enemy jungle, and we're gonna push that lane down." And yes, your dual lane will struggle. Your marksman is going to be left alone. Your ADC is going to be left alone to do a 2v1. But that's fine. It's okay to lose left lane if your mid and your solo lane are just dominating, and you're farming up enough gold to buy items, and you're farming up XP for your jungler and for yourself if you're the person doing this, and it's a win. Like, I see it so much in Smite, but I see it as such it's a creative way to create a new meta. Otherwise, your game is essentially repetitive. To take a character out of its role and try somewhere else. I mean, that's why we have magical ADCs in Smite. That's why we have characters like Chronos and Soul who can melt objective towers, and they're mages. They're not ADCs, but they kind of get to be ADCs. So you can run,
Well, yeah.
You can run a magical ADC, and then you have your warrior tank, your support. You have your warrior characters playing support, your Erlang support, you have Bologna support, you have these weird new, as they would call it, off meta picks. And I think it adds something interesting to the game. And so it's kind of very hard to pick a side here. Because yes, people were reporting him. Yes, people were unhappy with him, including his teammates. But
makes me wonder if there was more going on.
I think that is true. That could be
because I mean, like, if you're winning, it seems like he's got to be just a dick.
Yeah, he could have been very BMy. He could have been like, yeah, you're winning, but he was just a complete asshole.
Yeah. But, here's another option. If you don't want people doing that, I know you only get so many seconds to lock in. Like, you get your characters, like, all the characters pop up and everybody's got to lock in by X amount of time. So it would suck, and I could see people abandoning at lock-in screen. But if that's how you want to play it, then maybe once a character, a typical laner or a jungler or, whatever gets picked, those characters go dark, and you can't pick from them anymore. You have to pick another. Like, okay, so your laners, all the lanes are somebody's locked in a lane on both sides. Well, now you don't have your laner characters anymore. You only have your junglers and your tanks. All right, do it that way then. I mean, you're going to have a lot more people abandoning at Q, but the matches might be a little more balanced if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, definitely. And then continuing with what the article was saying, it's sort of like they call it strategic disagreement. And again, right, it's like you're not allowed to report someone for strategic disagreement. Like, that's not something to complain about. But also, like, someone can throw a game by picking a character that doesn't fit, right?
Right.
You pick some dumb character that doesn't work for your role, and you throw the game. And people can get mad at that. People can report you, but also, like, it might not throw a game. It actually might help out, and they might actually do really well on it. But the problem is, if you're not allowed to experiment like this, if you're constantly just listening to the loudest person in that queue, in that lobby, being like, no, I'm gonna feed if you pick Athena jungle or something stupid like that. And Athena jungle is not stupid. Athena jungle is great. Just letting people know. Then where's the fun in the game? Like, you kind of see this happen. I see this happen on Overwatch and on Smite, where you're in a lobby and especially competitive Overwatch, you join comp and you'll see someone. We're trying to do the meta picks, right? So we're doing the 3 tanks. This is season 3, by the way, before the Ana nerf. You 3 tanks, 2 healers, 1 DPS, and one of your 3 tanks it's an off DPS. So you have Diva or Roadhog. You're really kind of riding off the Roadhog, who can get picks, hook them and cook them. Someone decides not to pick a meta healer. Someone doesn't pick Ana. Someone doesn't pick Lucio. Someone picks Mercy. And people are like, oh, we need a Lucio, and you need to switch. And they're like, well, I don't know really how to play Lucio, or I don't know how to play Ana, but I'm actually a really good Mercy. So you have people yelling at this person, all like, oh, GG, good game, like, very sarcastically, oh, you just threw us a game, or I'm not even gonna try. So you bully this person into switching to pick something that fits your meta, and we end up still losing because they don't know how to play that character. And when I'm in these situations, I'm always like, give them a chance. This happens with DPS characters too. When someone would pick Tracer, and they're like, Tracer's off meta, Tracer doesn't work. We're like, we don't know. We don't know how good this person is on Tracer. Or someone picked Sombra in one of our matches, and two people on our team went off on them. They're like, oh, Sombra doesn't work here. She's like, you're going to throw us a game. You suck. And this person had a gold gun for Sombra that had some stupid hours on her. And I was just like, look, let's just, instead of fighting about it, let's try to keep good synergy. Let them try it. And I said, hey, if it doesn't work out well in the first few minutes, if we don't see you produce, if we don't see you doing well, do you mind switching? And they're like, yeah, if I can't do it, I'll switch. And that's how easy it is. Instead of, but that's Overwatch. You're allowed to hero switch. I suppose when you're playing something like League and Smite, where you're kind of locked in, this conversation needs to be fixed right away in lobby in the minute and a half you get to pick your characters. But it just, again, it kind of sucks to have a bit maybe more passive players get bullied into playing something they aren't having fun with because someone yelled at them, and it's sort of like, I want you to play tank for me, or I need you to play ADC, or I need you to play so and so. I don't know. It's a very gray area on deciding what's right and wrong, if there is really a right and wrong with something like this. I yammered. I must have bored you to death.
No, I was listening.
Yeah, I think that is currently it for that kind of news. We'll see what happens with these bans, and I'm sure Riot will take another look at their ban rules and see to find some sort of middle ground for their players. Last piece of news is just more like a warning news. So there's a lot of like up and coming Twitch streamers and gamers that are very like popular, and there's apparently a fake Razer sponsorship scam that's been kind of going around. So just kind of keep an eye out for that. You'll probably get an email. You'll notice it'll be a Gmail, and if it's a Gmail, be suspicious. A big company like Razer will probably not be emailing you from Gmail account. Also, I'll say a name like Daniel Ralph or something like that. WERTH. There's no one at Razer by that name calling himself a scout agent. Just if it looks sketchy, it probably is sketchy. Do your research before you reply, before you accept anything. I know it's exciting to get an email like that, and you just kind of want to jump in both feet first and just be like, hells yeah, Razer sponsorship. But definitely keep that up. Like do your research, ask questions, make sure that it's legit before you sign anything, commit to anything. So essentially, it's like phishing emails. They just want your info, and yeah. So if they try to offer you like some gear, some items, don't jump on that so quick.
I feel like if you're streaming live anything, you should be tech savvy enough to spot a fake email. So if you fall for that, I don't know that I have any. I don't know. I have any sympathy for you at all. Yeah, I just seriously. If you're streaming if you're like the 400th guy to stream a Minecraft video and you randomly get a Gmail email saying that this company and you fall for it, yeah, I mean, like, you kind of have it coming. No forgiveness.
Obviously I'm on a different boat. I just don't want people to
I don't want you to get scammed either, and that's not what I'm saying. But like, seriously, people.
Come on, yeah, exactly, yeah, exactly, yeah. Just don't let the excitement fool you. Just read.
I just got an email. The Saudi prince wants to send me $1 million.
And now you have to send him your bank account number.
Yeah, I need to get my bank account and send him $10,000 of trust money. Because that makes sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead. Yeah. Actually, can I get in on that? Let me pay half of that. Because
you want to pay? Yeah, you want to give me $5,000 and we'll be in. We're getting $1 million.
We're getting $1 million. Yeah, sounds like a plan. But yeah, that was it. That was the last piece of news I kind of had. I just thought let people know, heads up and coming Twitch streamers, you might get one of these nasty emails. You could just you
want me to start as Twitch and then we can mess with these people? It's like that's like the highlight of my day. Waiting for scammers. I gotta tell you, and story about when I was at the other place that we own, that I work at.
Yeah.
We got one of those. They come through the fax machine. I mean, like, if you're getting anything over fax machine, obviously it's not going to be legitimate. So anyway, we got one of these scams for $1 million, and like the dude was buying it. Like, he seriously. So I traced my finger in a certain position on a piece of paper and faxed it back to the number we got it from. And like the dude was worried that we were somehow going to like get sued or something. He's like, you can't do that. I was like, what are they going to do? Come and do what? Or the time I used like a fake Asian accent and talked to the free security alarm people.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I was like, I don't want to do it because it's borderline racist.
Yeah, it is. It's a little mildly racist. Yeah.
It's mildly racist, and I don't want to do that. We had what was the fake Asian guy that we had on a podcast for a while? Mr. Wang.
Mr. Wang, yeah. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, Mr. Wang. Okay, so yeah, it was basically that voice, the Mr. Wang voice. Like, no, you said free. The alarm is free. Like, I did that, and then like they told me they were going to report me. That's how, like, we're going to report you to who? You're the scammer.
We're calling the police. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please. Yes, this is going to be fun. You don't even know where I am. But my all-time favorite scam is the Windows scam, where they call you. You have a virus on your Windows computer, because those guys I keep on the phone for at least 30 minutes, going, okay, which Windows computer? And like, oh, the one running Windows 95. Okay, which one? And like they're struggling. They're like, and then at the end I tell them, yeah, joke's on you, jerk. Everything in the house is Mac.
People are just
but
people.
Like
people.
I love that. I mean, those guys are my favorite, and I figure, you know what? I'm gonna waste your time. You bothered to call me. I'm gonna make your day worth it.
You're like, sure, why not?
Of all the millions of rotodial numbers you have on your telecom thingy, you chose me. And I feel special. It's like I won a lottery. So now I'm going to make your life miserable.
You're definitely sort of to keep in the esports theme. When you watch videos of like Seagull and all these esports players, like they end up matched up against aimbotters. And instead of being upset, they're like, oh no, we're going to beat them. We're going to show them that even if they cheat, we're still better than them. Yeah. And that's sort of you. You're like, you want to scam me? I'm going to scam you back.
Yeah.
Yeah. The ultimate troll.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I don't care if everybody on my team dies while I teabag the crap out of your corpse. It's going to happen. We're dying out here. Yeah, but this guy's getting teabagged to death.
Speaking of, okay, so let me tell you before we go, because you just kind of, such a bad, it was like my most shameful moment in Overwatch. I was playing Tracer, and I went and did something BM-y. I was trolling, and I essentially lost the match because I'm an idiot. So let me tell you what happened before you're like, what? You're a BMer? No. So, sometimes when you do a good ultimate, people will put their spray on the floor and teabag it, or you'll emote, to just kind of add that extra salt on the wound.
Right.
So enemy team was attacking our second point. We had already lost the first point. I dashed in a Tracer, threw my ult. I got a double kill. I thought, hey, that's probably going to be play of the game since nothing big has happened. I blinked back off the point and emoted. But I picked the emote that takes like 30 seconds. And in that 30 seconds, I couldn't move. The rest of enemy team literally just sieged our point and captured it. Because I wasn't on the point. I was like right on the edge. And I literally lost the game because I decided to BM. Yeah, my entire team.
I love how that's, Bad Manners has been abbreviated to BM. Because basically that's what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That is the most clever gamer speak thing ever.
It's probably one of my favorites. But yeah, thankfully I was playing with friends and they're all like just teasing me about it, but I'm like, I'm sorry. I know I even picked like the longest emote, because if I had picked the shorter one, I probably would have made it in time to give us an overtimer clock.
Right.
But no, I was just like, yep, I got no excuse for that, Shane. but
A,
but,
a buddy of mine, we go trolling dungeons occasionally. And I go in normally either we rotate, we take critical rolls, so it's really bad. Like he'll tank and I'll heal, or I'll tank and he'll heal, and then we act like we're not in there together because nobody knows because your guild tags drop when you're in dungeon, so
okay.
nobody even knows if you're on the same server or if you know each other unless they happen to be on your server and they know you, and then we will just trash talk each other. Oh, this crappy healer let me die. This crappy tank let me die, and we will do this and argue and wait to see if we can get somebody to leave, or if somebody like starts arguing with us about it, we will kick them and then leave the other guy, or we'll kick the other DPS. We'll both leave because it's a short party then, and leave the guy that was arguing with us in there alone.
Oh my god.
Which is totally dick. And normally we don't make a habit of it, but there's just those days where you just want to mess with somebody. Like I've had a bad day, I'm gonna take it out on this unknowing soul on the video game.
Yeah, like the constant, like the teabagging is such a common thing to do, and it's so.
Yeah.
It's I don't get mad when people teabag me. Like if they get a good kill and they teabag me, I'm just like, well played.
Well played. Well,
you know,
played, so.
I will now focus you, and I might solo ult you because I'm salty, but I will solo ult you and I'll teabag you back.
Yeah, I'm going to kill you, but next round you are dead. But good play.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that was a good episode. I think we're done for now. Thanks everyone for tuning in and checking this out on the SoundCloud. Make sure to give me a follow on Twitter. It's at DarkCloudStrife. Make sure you follow Barrage at Barrage. Do all the socials. Hit us up. Send us questions, comments, replies. Let us know what you want us to talk about. What you want to hear, what you want to do. We're very open to different opinions, different ideas, and all that. And make sure to keep an eye out on our Call of Duty Girl team that just got into the Female Pro League, and our Rainbow Six Siege team, which also qualified. Really exciting stuff coming for us. But yeah, again, thank you for listening, and we'll check you guys out on the next episode. I hope you guys are having a lovely day.